the second year of our strategic plan implementation. And so the purpose, of course, we include are that acknowledge what our successes and identify areas that needs to be improved and plan our activities to move for the next step. So what I'm going to go is, what we have set out to do, what we have accomplished, what we have not accomplished, and what are the lessons learned, what do we plan to do next year. So these are the purpose of this presentation. This is initially 2 years ago, we have jointly set up a goals of research, education, collaboration, and organization. There's 4 pillars of goals. So the research will be presented by Dr. Sherry Wellington on the research section of Vice Chair of Research, and education will be presented by Dr. Hélène Côté and Dr. Mike Nemo. So my presentation will be focused on collaboration and organization part from the administration office point of view. And now for the collaboration, these are the list of things we set out to do. And many of them are ongoing, which means it requires a continual effort. Maybe I'll spend some time to go through one by one. Develop a white paper translating diagnostic opportunities in the community needs into research questions ongoing. Moving the department into places closer to the clinical faculty, it's almost completed. We'll try to complete it this year. So recruitment, provide recruitment support to clinical departments. We have setting out by appointment associate academic heads for that process, and seek opportunities to contribute to provincial priorities and strengthen research and clinical linkage is ongoing. Identify and purpose recruitment, appointment and promotions with other departments ongoing. Joint recruit development support plan that includes a strong mentor opportunity to join a multidisciplinary team and monitoring plan ongoing. Continue to access UBC's indigenous reconciliation resources and introduce related departmental initiatives ongoing. Department asset map, please see Dr. Wellington's report. Implement biomedical sector context strategy. This is ongoing, led by Dr. David Granville. The things not done is with those international professorships and international collaborations. And this was a strategic decision because we are not sure where the government is going with the relations with the major countries in the world. So we do not want to take any risk on this direction. We tried to invite and visit Professor Dr. John Hart and develop a contract with him, but did not materialize. For the organization part, so try including transparency in terms of reviewing and appointment of leadership positions. This is our standard practice right now in the department. Roll out a mentorship program is ongoing, and bursary for and related funds to address economic equities. We have a bursary program set it up in the graduate program and to support students in needs, and foster inclusive and supportive cultures with each lab by offering leadership development through presentations of top leaders and during rounds. Ongoing, we had just one in the career session last week, which went very well. Expand our current summer program for indigenous youth, partially done, and streamline the Fed processes is not done yet. Clarify and streamline promotion criteria for clinicians. Please check your email sent out by Genevieve about the new promotion processes for clinicians. There's a communication sessions provided by the Faculty of Medicine, and all are encouraged to attend. All relevant clinical faculties are encouraged to attend those sessions. Of course, we will follow the guidelines of Faculty of Medicine. So introduce a learner council and charge it with developing terms of reference and action plan to improve learners' engagement. To my knowledge, it's not done, but maybe Dr. Côté and can provide more information on that if she has things that I do not know. Develop and implement a prioritized philanthropic funding plan ongoing. Implement faculty and alumni fundraising plans. So we have a website and a barcode to scan for donations, but seems not very successful for alumni's donations at this moment. Seek administrative efficiencies, evaluate inclusion initiatives and new priorities. This all are ongoing. So these are the things listed on the strategic plan that I'll just quickly go through them and see where we have done. But my focus on presentation today are these following. These are our significant achievements from the administrative side, including external review, engagement activities, human resources, finance, awards, nominations and successes, and departmental communication processes. And the first on external review. Oh, thanks everyone for contributing to preparing the document. So we prepared a 10-year self-study document submitted November 6th to the external reviewers, and the reviewers met with the faculty members and trainees and staff on November 19th, 28th, and 29th, and 2024. And then we received the report on January 8, 2025, and we communicated the reports to all members of our department through the province-wide rounds, and also placed this report on our website on February 21st. And then we worked together with major stakeholders to develop a response document and action plan after receiving the report. The response document was submitted to Faculty of Medicine on February 18th, and the action plan was approved by Dean's Executive Committee on April 30th. So now we're at the stage of implementing the action plan. And we have to provide a midterm progress report in October 2026, which is next year. So this is about external review. Finance part. So our 2025 and 2026 financial plan was approved by the Faculty of Medicine, and we're asked to provide a 5-year financial plan. So we're submitted, and I am going to present this 5-year plan on October 18th this month. So we have jointly with Canadian Blood Services and paid partially startup fund for a new recruitment of distinguished scientist as the head of the Research Institute of Blood Services. And we also started the bursary program for students in need. We supported planning for the recruitment of a Canadian Excellence Research Chair in diabetes and regenerative medicine. We actually this year we started a clinician scientist career acceleration program. And there were 3 recipients: Dr. John Bush from the Children's Hospital, Dr. Kevin Cole from BC Cancer, and Dr. Marie DeMarco are the winners of this year's clinician scientist career acceleration program, thanks to the leadership of Dr. Huntsman and everyone contributed in the processes. And this program provides $50,000 a year for 5 years. And we intended to have 2 a year every year for the next 5 years. So we have the fundraising activities are still ongoing. So this is our finance situation in the department. And engagement activities. So as part of my annual performance evaluation, and I was told I do not have to meet with everyone, the academic faculty, particularly on the full professors, but I decided to meet with everyone because I learned a lot from all the full professors as well. So I met with every academic faculty members during the annual performance evaluation period. And then I met with all the newly recruited clinical faculty members at affiliated hospital sites. And Mike and I went to Interior Health at Kelowna and visited the lab there. And we celebrated Dr. Dennis Monen's term is Associate Academic Head, and appointed Dr. Will Chen is Associate Head at Interior Health. So I have been participating, not all the time, whenever I'm available to attend the staff meetings affiliated hospital sites. So we have appointed Associate Academic Heads at Interior Health, Providence, BC CDC, and this work is continuing, and the next one will be BC Children's Hospital. These are the engagement process I've done in the past year. On human resources, and thanks to Laura, Genevieve, Mike, Dr. Nemo, and everyone involved, and Hannah as well. The process has been very, very busy. There's a lot of documents, reviews, and preparations. So in 2024, as already announced, we have 5 people promoted to assistant professor, 3 promoted to associate professor, and 4 promoted full professor in the clinical side, and 1 promoted full professor in the academic side. That will not good. Congratulations to all of them. I will not read the names. So this year, pending to the university approval, of course, our departmental committee already met. So we have 3 person approved of the department for promotion to a clinical associate professor, and 4 approved of the departmental committee for promotion to full professor, and 1 to a professor emeritus. And so just to let you know, since I'm here, we have never actually rejected any of the documents that were submitted, proposed to the university, but we have to wait for the formal announcement from the university, of course. As I said, the HR part led by Genevieve has been extremely busy, and we are privileged to have Dr. Anuli, who is here today, as our new director of our BMLC, and we appointed Dr. Yemen Wang as the new assistant professor at Vancouver Prostate Center. Dr. Will Lockwood is new director of the graduate program, and thanks to Hélène for being the program director for many years and led such a successful program. Dr. Ali Hassan has taken on the role as the new director of the pathology rounds. Dr. Andrew Mechante and Dr. Inna Sekharov is currently new chair of the Pathology Day Planning Committee. Dr. Diana Inescu is the new director. This is a new position created of a clinical fellowship program in charge of all the clinical fellowships. And we have appointed a new associate academic department head, Dr. Will Chen at Interior Health, Dr. Chris Loy at Providence, and Dr. Agatha Jensen at BC CDC. So these are the appointments and leadership positions in the past year. And we're also have been working on the succession plan on the clinical side of 1 clinical buyout. Sorry, I did not mention that Dr. Catherine Hogan is the clinical buyout this year, and we have 3 Canadian Scientist Acceleration Program awardees this year. And so we have on academic succession part that we have new recruitment for the Canadian blood research. Dr. James Zimmerman actually already here in Vancouver, and we have interviewed and identified a very strong candidate for the Canadian Excellence Research Chair Program in Diabetes and Regenerative Medicine. This is a joint recruitment with Department of Surgery and the Canadian Blood Research, and is a joint recruitment with Canadian Blood Services. And we also recruited Assistant Professor Dr. Yasser Mahmoud with HLI, and we will be consulting extensively about the future successors for the planned academic retirements in the coming year. Awards. Well, our awards committee has been extremely busy and very successful, and there are lots of awards. And this is area I want to slow down and mentioning everyone, because this is somewhere we can boast. As I said, there's a totally 16 distinguished achievement awards in faculty of medicine, but there are 22 departments and schools are competing. So out of 16 awards, our department got 3 this year, and we get and so Dr. Stephen Yip has got the Mid-Career Overall Excellence Award. Dr. David Granville got this Excellence in Clinical or Applied Research, and Dr. Paul Sorensen got the Excellence in Basic Science Research Award. So this is a distinguished achievement award in effective medicine. And then, Dr. Jensen, Agatha Jensen, won this Clinical Faculty Award for Excellence in Research. And Dr. Paul Sorensen won the Cho Wei Memorial Prize in Cancer Research. Dr. Huntsman got 2 awards. One is the BC Doctors of BC Terry Fox Medal and King Charles III Coronation Medal. So this huge honor here. And Dr. Mohammed Morshed was inducted as Fellow of the World Academy of Sciences, and Dr. Honglin Lo received the YWCA Woman of Distinction Award in Research. And Dr. Jennifer G won this USCP Pediatric Pathologist in Training Award. And congratulations to all of them. I think here we need to give them all of the applause here. Okay, so this is our awards, and our trainees are also getting a lot of awards. So these are the list of awards our graduate students got. Master students 4, and students got the Master's Awards, CGS, and 2 got PhD students got this doctoral awards, and 2 students got this 4-year fellowship awards. I'm sure I'll be missing some of the awards. That and if you something I'm missing, please let us know. We'll celebrate and put you on the bulletin. Never too late to let us know. And send an email to me or and Debbie. We will celebrate your awards and events in the past year. So we had our annual seasonal celebration on January 17th, 2005. Sorry, this 2025. There's a typo there. And we have our joint departmental and PLMS business meeting in February, a residence graduate dinner in May, pathology on May 30th, and this is led by Dr. Lucy Pro. The laboratory quality conference very successful. Province-wide rounds. We have 15 speakers who give a talk in the province-wide rounds. We have 10 editions of biweekly bulletin. We have produce an annual report. Again, thanks to Debbie for her efforts and everyone contribute to the content, which is an envy of all the other departments. I receive positive feedbacks from other departments from within UBC and outside UBC because these are widely distributed. And we're providing the strategic plan updates today. And for plans for next year, of course, we will continue what works well: pathology day, rounds, bulletin, annual reports, events, awards, promotions, appointments, annual reviews, and everything. So we will continue. I will continue the engagement activities to set tours and meeting with new faculties, and complete the appointment to the associate academic heads at affiliate hospital sites. And implement the suggestions by the external review and submit a progress report. And we'll continue to work and with extensive consultation, work on both the clinical and academic side of succession plan, fundraising activities. We'll complete our office move to the Diamond Center. And in addition, we actually want to complete the digitization project of the David Hardwick Pathology Learning Center. And we're in the process of negotiating with Faculty of Medicine for an interaction space for faculty members and trainees. We may have to join with other departments to utilize the David Hardwick Pathology Learning Center for that purpose. So these are my presentations. So maybe I'll stop sharing. And anyone has any questions for me? So we have been busy, and we'll continue to be busy. If there's any suggestions or anything, please let me know. A lot of people has done a lot of effort to achieve what we have accomplished in the past year. Well, thank you all. Anyone has any comments or questions to me?
Hi, this is Mohammed Morshed. Thank you, Dr. Gao, for excellent presentation. And I can see that with your leadership, the department is really thriving and then doing lots of work. And I really found is very encouraging to add the academic side head, and then we can as for example, the Dr. Agatha Jassem become the site header, which is proud of her, and then now she can voice that whatever the needs that BCCDC has. So similarly, other sites can do that as well. So thank you very much for initiating that process. And thank you very much for all your leadership.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your years of contributions and together with Dr. Catherine Hogan on the Pathology Day organization. It's been always successful.
Oh, thank
Inda, you have your hands up. Inda, please.
Yes, hi. I completely want to echo Morshed. Like it's like thank you so much for sharing all of the progress and like really lots of wonderful achievements. It was really nice to see the successes of the faculty. One thing I wanted to comment on with regards to the strategic initiatives, you mentioned that the international sort of collaborations were being put on hold based on the current political climate. I kind of wanted to offer a bit of a dissenting opinion in that regard. I mean, like, I'm not saying that we have to pursue that specific international initiative because there may be, like other factors that weigh into whether or not this particular initiative is viable right now or not. But in terms of just, like basing our international engagement on, political situation, I think if anything, as an academic institution, we need to sort of uphold the academic independence and the fact that academic collaborations shouldn't be impacted by political climates and decisions, because science shouldn't sort of cower to politics, I guess. So I just want to bring that up.
Yeah, we have been cautious on that direction. I'm sure a lot of our colleagues have been, collaborating on the research side or for doing projects. From the departmental wise, my approach is if we want to do anything significant, we get university's approval first, and then we go through the normal channels. And honestly, I've been a little bit conservative on that. Thank you for pointing that out. You're absolutely right. We will reconsider that in the coming year. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so I utilize 26 minutes. Hélène, I'll give it podium to you. Thank you.
Well done for keeping right on time, Dr. Gao. I will try to share and if people can tell me if it is looking okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
You want to do the same thing? Yeah, so use. Okay, excellent.
Okay. Oops. Then I will start. Sorry, I'm not on first page. Thank you. This is the third yearly update since we did our strategic plan, and I will present what has been ongoing mostly, well, since we did the plan, and more attention paid on the activities of the last year. First, I would like to acknowledge that we work, teach, learn, and most of us live on the ancestral, traditional, and unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh people. And I think we need to remind ourselves that we are uninvited settlers on these lands. In terms of the pillars, Dr. Gao already mentioned this, the different pillars, and today I will be presenting specifically on the education pillars and on the scientific education side of things, while Dr. Nimmo will be presenting next week on the clinical education side. I will remind everyone that the scientific education in pathology and lab medicine includes three components: the undergraduate program, which is the BMLSC, the graduate program, and the postdoctoral studies. And the number of students approximate in each of the program is indicated here. All three programs are under the Faculty of Medicine, while the grad and postdoc program falls under as well the graduate and postdoctoral studies. So in terms of the strategic priorities that have been identified for the scientific education, I am listing them here. So the first one was to proactively engage with potential employers, whether in academia, healthcare, or the private sector, to develop and maintain educational programs that address future needs. We also wanted to continue and adapt the curricula and learning opportunities to meet emerging needs and breakthrough discoveries. We wanted to promote and recognize excellence in teaching, and then finally strengthen the stability and sustainability of the programs. Now, each of these strategic priorities had several strategic actions that were identified, and I don't know why I'm not able to change. Okay, so there were a total of 13 priorities that were identified alongside. And throughout this presentation, these are the little icons that will show you the activities, the actions that were identified, the actions that were enacted upon, as well as those that we're still working on. So the first one was to continue and consult broadly to identify change needs and develop actionable recommendation, including curriculum updates for both the BMLSC and the grad programs. So I want to mention that the BMLSC has an executive and curriculum committee that has broad representation from academic and clinical faculties, teachers in the program, alumni from the program, people who work in clinical labs, current students, and current staff. And similarly, the graduate and postdoctoral studies has a committee that we call I guess, the Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies Committee, and both of these meet regularly, more so the graduate one, that continually guide these programs with respect to all matters. We also are actively consulting with BC clinical lab leaders and stakeholders throughout the year. Finally, I want to mention that both the BMLSC and the grad program do conduct exit interviews with graduates. The graduate program has been doing it for years. The BMLSC started doing this more recently, and we are collecting valuable input on the program based on these. Second priority action was to recruit a full-time teaching faculty as the new director of the BMLSC. And as Dr. Gao already mentioned, Dr. Anuli Uzozi started as an assistant professor of teaching and director of the BMLSC last May. I show you here where she did her various degrees and her research interest. And I want to mention that it's been a real pleasure to work with Dr. Uzozi, who has been a very active participant in helping to enact this strategic plan. Third was to develop and implement a plan to introduce a co-op options for BMLSC that has been enacted since the last time we spoke. The co-op courses have passed Senate approval, and we have our second cohort of BMLSC students who started their placements last May, and they discounted 10 students. If you do have co-op jobs for our students, please post them and make sure you tailor them so that our students apply for them. The fourth priority was to attract BMLSC students. At the time, we said including international students through activities such as the Vancouver Summer Program. It turns out we are somewhat limited in the number of international students we can admit in the program, but nevertheless, the BMLSC staff has been holding the VSP for many years, and this year was especially successful with 33 students enrolled. We have been launching a new course in pathology and lab medicine, which we think will help attracting students. This course is named Introduction to Advanced Techniques in Pathology and Lab Medicine, and this include AI in pathology, bioinformatics, flow cytometry, biorepositories, liquid biopsies, single-cell analysis, and next-gen sequencing. And Dr. Anuli is coordinating this course, and I think this will be a very fantastic addition to our curriculum. We are taking a multi-pronged approach to reach prospective students based on our interviews and surveys. We do realize that BMLSC was not a program that was well known of students, so we are working really hard to rectify this. We've also been updating the BMLSC website, and the BMLSC is currently undergoing a full curriculum mapping and to basically make sure we can update our curriculum to meet various needs identified. Another priority was to introduce modernization changes to the grad program and continue to introduce changes in response to needs assessment findings. Develop additional course content and incorporate clinical research content into the program. So there was a roundtable done in 2023 of faculty and students and learners. In fact, anybody in the department was invited. And based on these and other consultations, we have since introduced 3 new courses in the grad program, one on big data analytics and visualization, another one on bioinformatics and AI, more recently one on biotechnology translation and commercialization of research. And a 4th course is coming soon, led by Dr. Tara Spence and Stephen Yip on genetics and genomics in medicine. The roundtable recommended that our students become more exposed and proficient in using R and other languages. So R is used now in 2 of the courses, and Python is used in Path 548L. And we have incorporated more clinical teachers in some of the Path graduate courses. Another one was to develop and implement postdoctoral fellow support. A big part of this, I think, in my opinion, has been the pathology grant application practicum, and which is a grant writing workshop and seed grant program. And I will not talk any more about this because Cheryl will next week. Thank you, Cheryl. We also have a postdoctoral fellow specific section in our weekly grad and postdoctoral newsletter. We've implemented that postdoctoral fellow can serve, well, we invite postdoctoral fellows to serve on the Graduate and Postdoctoral Studies Committee as well as other PALM committee. We've implemented that they can now serve on graduate student supervisory committees with full recognition of their service with the university. And they can basically do everything except the examinations. And we have opportunities for postdoctoral fellow to lecture in some BMLSC courses, as well as speak in the province-wide pathology rounds. We were tasked with developing a database to track all teaching activities and a bank of teaching materials. And to this, I mean, I did prepare a database, but it turns out this was a lot of work, especially to keep updated. But we do have access to all teaching activities through the PALM faculty activity database, and we regularly can cross-check this with the BMLSC and the graduate teaching data. I invite everyone to make sure that they file their FAD so that their teaching in other programs would also be tracked. In terms of teaching materials, currently most teaching materials as well as the syllabus are available on Canvas. We will work to collect permissions for sharing in future if needed so that we are essentially have a bank through that. And we've been updating syllabi for the BMLSC courses, and I would say grad courses as well, and helping instructor include clear lecture objectives that align with the course's learning objectives. Another priority was to develop and implement a succession plan that includes faculty leadership as a promotion criterion for tenured faculty, addresses teaching release, and provide administrative support. I want to mention that we do have a new director for the graduate program. Dr. Will Lockwood started in April, and I'm really pleased. Last time we were still in the search mode. He is also the chair of the GPS committee, and this, I think it's gone really well for Dr. Lockwood, brings new blood, new ideas, and renewal for the graduate program. In terms of the succession planning and support, I think we're still working on some of these areas. It was another priority was to establish an external advisory board of industry and health authority leaders. I've already mentioned that there are internal committees that count several of such industry and health authority leaders, but over the past 5 to 6 months, we have engaged extensively, and when I say we, I mean mostly Dr. Zozi and myself, with a large number of industry, education, and health services leaders. And this is a list of some of the people we have engaged with. So the BCIT MLT diploma program, the leaders at the Canadian Alliance of Medical Laboratory and Professional Regulator, CAML-PER for short, Life Labs, hospital laboratory leaders from several hospitals, provincial laboratory medical services leaders, PHSA leaders, as well as people involved in teaching in the College of New Caledonia MLT diploma, people at the University of Alberta, where they have a BSc program that provide leads to certification for their graduates, as well as Langara College. And we are continuing, and this will lead me to a future one which is this one, which is to assess the feasibility of introducing certification stream for BMLSC student. So all the engagement that I just talked about, a lot of it was geared toward this priority. As many of you may know, there is now a new path for non-MLT degree holders. This was officially launched in 2025 by CAML-PER that replaces the Canadian Society of Medical Laboratory Science. And this delayed our actions a little bit because we were really waiting to see how this would work as it affected what we would do. We are actively examining how this new path provides opportunity for certifications for the BMLSC graduates, but this would also apply to MSc graduates, for example. We're evaluating the CAML-PER proficiencies and seeing how our current BMLSC curriculum lines up with it. We are consulting with the BCIT, College of New Caledonia, and University of Alberta to see how things are done at their end in exploring the CAML-PER prior learning assessment, which is a step that is needed on this path. And we are hoping to work closely with one or more BMLSC graduates who are planning to undergo this assessment. And we are exploring opportunities for practicum placements for the students who will be wanting to go through this path, as we fully expect that some practicum will be required for certification. The next priority was to reintroduce a structured peer evaluation process in the department. There was once one, and it had kind of fallen a little bit on the wayside. I'm pleased to say that Dr. Amanda Bradley is the new Palm Peer Evaluation Champion. Thank you very much, Amanda. She's been very active. She's organized training sessions for peer evaluators. She has prepared documents to guide and support peer evaluation. And if you want to be an evaluator or want to have your lecture peer evaluated, you are welcome to contact Amanda and or Hannah Sauvé. And don't forget, these ideally should be planned well ahead of the time you wish to be evaluated. Another priority was to strengthen the teacher reward and recognition program. The Sprott committee has worked on this and is now better or able to recognize all forms of teaching during promotion. We've established 3 new graduate teaching awards that are voted on by the students, and the first were announced at the last pathology. No, maybe, I don't know if it was pathology day or if it was the celebration. Dr. Bradley has prepared a guide to teaching in BMLSC that I encourage any teacher, which is good for anyone teaching in anything, really. I encourage people to consult. And we also are working on encouraging PALM teachers to do the UBC CTLT instructional skills workshop for faculty, which I think is a very useful tool to hone our teaching skills and learn the new, the new tools that are out there to do so. Our last priority action was to undertake an assessment of the grad program based on a clear statement of purpose and use the results to frame a go-forward plan. I've already mentioned that there was a roundtable and there is an ongoing committee at the grad program that constantly evaluates and reviews all aspects and policies. We have been collecting data from exit interviews for a number of years, and we are using this to guide us to a certain extent. We have increased the minimum stipends for graduate students to maintain competitiveness, attract strong students, and basically make sure our students are able to live in the city. We've built a database of the PALM graduate alumni since 1990, and this has allowed us to determine what career path our students have taken over time. And we held our first alumni reunion in 2024, hoping to hold another one in 2026. We will assess the graduate curriculum more formally once the 4 new courses have run for some time and take it on from there. So this was it for the scientific education priority, but I wanted to touch on one priority that was identified as part of the clinical education, which was to strengthen the appeal of pathology and lab medicine as a career for potential and current medical school students. And I'm going to hone on the potential students because this is more the topic of what I'm going to talk about in a moment. The idea was to develop and implement an action plan related to creating awareness of PALM among undergraduates. We realized that the PALM is not really well known among certainly high school students, but also among undergraduate students, and such that once students continue in their career, whether it is in grad school or in med school or even undergrad, they are not always aware of this discipline. And so with this in mind, we this was an idea first pitched by Yuko Ikegami-Lee a couple of years ago. There is now a new Path 200 course that is aimed at second-year students titled Pathology and Lab Medicine, Myths and Misconception. It is currently going through the last stages of Senate approval. It will raise interest not only for medical school students who may join the residency program, but it will also raise interest in the BMLSC and their PALM graduate program, which I think is a bonus for us. It is expected, if all goes well, to be offered for the first time in September 2026. It will eventually have welcome up to 200 students, but a fewer than that in the first or second year. And it is deemed to be financially positive for the department. So you may get approached to teach in this course. We think it's going to be a fun one, both for the students and the teachers. And finally, I wanted to give a kudos to the students who have initiated and currently lead a new undergraduate UBC club called Medical Laboratory Club. Apparently, they have up to 400 members, and I think this is another way that is raising awareness of our discipline among the student. So I wanted to end by giving a big thanks to all of those who have and continue to contribute to scientific education at all levels. We welcome your input and your feedback. I invite you to read the Palm Bulletin every 2 weeks, I think, and the graduate and postdoctoral newsletter that is published every Monday for updates, and I'm happy to take your questions. Yes, Ina.
Hélène, I just wanted to provide a suggestion maybe, and I might have missed it. Maybe you guys already engaged with them, but like with respect to the non-MLT path, the career path.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you're also in any communications or any contact with DAP, the laboratory accreditation body, sort of figuring out what the pathways might look like. The reason I bring it up is like I'm not sure. I'm not sure how much connection the CAMUPR, the CMLPR, like how much connection they have with DAP. But like based on my personal previous experiences with DAP accreditation, I know that sort of discussing the future plans, like they also have ideas of what career options there may be for non-MLT folks in clinical labs, and they don't always they might not have exactly the same pathway, I suppose, as an MLT graduate. So I think it might be a good idea to maybe also have a contact with DAP to see whether like what they envision is what CAMLPR envisions, and whether that aligns with the way the program moves forward.
I think you're right. I think, I mean, for many positions in industry and clinical lab, some kind of certification is required, but we have become aware more recently of some positions that do not require such certification, and that would be the type of positions that our grads could go for. And so we're definitely trying to figure out what are the options for our grads. And I welcome any knowledge you have. I think CAMLPR are still themselves figuring things out and have a bit of a backlog right now in their PLA, but yeah, we're going to continue to engage with them as well so that they can best inform us. Anuli.
Thank you, Ina. If you have contacts in DAP, I'll be happy to follow up with this suggestion. When I contacted them, they did not indicate any interest to engage. They said only if we're actively pursuing accreditation, they will engage with us. But we are not actively pursuing that now. We're still exploring paths.
Maybe I can connect with you offline, and yeah, I'm not sure if I have the best connections, but I can give you some ideas that I might have.
Oh, that absolutely.
Thank you. Yeah.
Any other questions? Going one, going twice. Well, thank you, everyone. And don't forget next.
Good Thanksgiving weekend. Good
Yeah.
weekend. Yeah.
And don't forget next week, it will be Dr. Cheryl Wellington talking about research and Dr. Mike Nemo talking about clinical education. Thank you.